Hey everybody, this is Connie with the Artisan Company. It is a new year. Time for some new projects. Let's go see what's on the desk.
Well, welcome back, you guys. It is 2025, and oh my goodness, this is going to be our first project. So, what we're doing today, we're going to get us back in the saddle after all the holidays and get our little brains and minds and hands working. We're going to do something ultra simple today, but something really fun. And since it's January and it's snowing across most of the US, and we should be getting some hopefully in the next week because I love to watch snow, we're going to do a snowflake necklace today. And you can do this a couple of ways and we'll talk about it. But this is what you're going to need to get started on this project. First of all, you will need some 4 millimeter bright silver bead caps. You know, I love my bead caps because they really accent things. Then you're going to need some 5 millimeter or 6 millimeter silver bead caps, and I changed the color on them because of the type of beads. So I mix and match and the size of the beads. So this one's a 4 millimeter, this one's a 5 millimeter, and then there is a 6 millimeter silver right here. This is going to be for the end of the necklace. Sorry, 6 millimeter, yeah, for the end of the necklace. So you're going to need a 4 millimeter, a 5 millimeter, and a 6 millimeter silver bead cap, tone bead cap. Okay, the next thing you'll need a clasp, and I chose to do this hammered one, which I use a lot in my stuff, but it comes in two different colors. You have a shiny one, and then you have one that's more this color, a darker silver. And since this is a snowflake necklace, I picked the real shiny one to bring that glittery shine all the way up. Okay, so it's my clasp. Obviously, you'll need crimps and crimp covers and beading wire. But the next thing you're going to need is I am using, remember I told you about the Czechoslovakian fire polished beads, and I got these at Fire Mountain. And I think I told you in a few videos ago, if you'll go and just go to Fire Mountain and look, they have every color under the sun. But this one is a real soft pastel blue to bring out those wintry, cool colors. It's an 8 millimeter faceted. You can see how faceted that is right there as I move it. It's not completely round, it's kind of oval uh, in its shape, but 8 millimeter nonetheless. We're using some of those. Then the next thing we're using is this beautiful crackle glass. It's a 12 millimeter white crackle glass. And is that just absolutely stunning? I love it. I love the way it shimmers. It looks like snow, and that is what we're looking for. So it's a 12 millimeter. And then the last bead that I've got uh, is a lampwork bead, a snowflake motif lampwork bead. And look at the little snowflakes on here. Are those not the cutest things ever? Oh my gosh. So I picked these up at Michael's, and I picked them up back at the end of fall. And I thought, I'm going to use that for a necklace. So anyway, here we are, January 1. So these are the little snowflake lampwork beads, and they are a 13 by 14 millimeter, so they're not small, and these beads aren't small either. So you've got a pretty good size here to make an impressive look. Now, I got the blue the blue fire polished. I got all of the bead caps. All those came from Fire Mountain. The clasp, the crackle glass, and these lampwork beads came from Michael's. So that's where I got everything. And this particular lampwork bead, you could probably Google if you're looking for other sources. Uh, Snowflake motif lampwork beads, and you'll probably have a ton of stuff come up all over the map. Another idea I thought, instead of using round beads, if you actually could find the actual snowflake shape beads, that would be really fun too. Just saying, just really fun. So anyway, so they don't have to be totally round. These can be oval, these could be round, this could be square. It doesn't matter the shape of the bead. It's the concept of what you're trying to do. Okay, if everybody's ready, we'll get our heads wrapped around it and let's get started. Let's get to rocking on this thing. This is not hard, like I was saying earlier. We're just trying to get our little brains back into creative mode. Anyway, I went ahead and laid this out to expedite time. And if you'll notice what I did here, I'm going to tell you why I did it the way I did it. Okay. Now, because I only had 6 of these little lampwork beads right here, these little snowflake ones, I only had 6 of those. They were kind of pricey. They were about $13 for the 6. Um, I could have put all of them in the front, and I do that a lot to concentrate color. But in this aspect, I wanted a little bit more interest. So what I did was what I alternated the crackle glass with the lampwork beads. You can see I alternated. I have obviously lampwork, crackle all the way around, interspersed with the little frosty blue color. So that gave the front a little more interest, and then we'll finish the rest of the necklace out with the crackle glass all the way up. But for the centerpiece right now, and that's what we're working on, this is our pattern. Now, this is what I did with the bead caps, okay? Um, you know, with bead caps, they accent things and they bring light into or dark into an area. So, like if you had a bead cap that was a dark gray or hematite color or a dark bronze or something like that, what it's going to do is it's going to bring a little dark element separation into the piece that you're working on. If you're using something shiny, it's going to bring a little sliver of light element into the piece you're working on. So since this is a snowflake, I wanted light. And what I'm doing is I'm taking the 5 millimeter bead caps and I'm going to flank the pieces of lamp work because they're the bigger bead in the necklace. So I'm using the 5 millimeter to flank this one. I'm using the 4 millimeter to flank the crackle glass with. Now, the reason why I'm doing those beads and not the little silver one, the little blue ones, is because the blue ones are smaller and I don't want to hide too much of the color of the blue, and I want as much light to be infiltrated into the blue one as I can. So I decided not to flank that one, but to flank the larger beads. Now, when we put it together, you're thinking, well, what's the difference between a 4 and a 5 millimeter? Why don't you just use all 4 millimeters or all 5 millimeters? You can do that. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And it's great. And it works. Okay. And if that's all you have on hand, then do that. Go for it. Um, and two, this is just a design choice. So you may like all one size, and that is a design choice. And there's no right or wrong to that. So, but for my personal design, because I'm trying to add as much interest as I can, um, the larger bead is going to have the larger bead cap on it. And as you're going through here, once we put it together and you start looking at it, how it affects it, it's pretty interesting. So it brings a little more light to this bead and a little less light to this bead, but nonetheless, the light is there. But it's not like a constant uh, what's the word I'm trying to use? All one size is going to give it a constant look in the light, a constant type of light. If you alternate the sizes, you'll have brighter light, lesser light, brighter light, lesser light. And I think you'll see it when we get moving in here on it. So let's get going. Alrighty, I've started the stringing process and I'm going to continue on here. So I'm going to start here with this piece of crackle glass. So we're going to do a 4mm because it's the smaller bead, 4mm on it. So and then flank that one. All right. Then we're going to do the blue with no caps. Then we're here with the big this one. So you want the 5mm, and you can also use a 6mm with this size bead. This is a 13 by 14, so it's pretty big, um, you know, but it's a design choice. All right, so we got that one on there. Another little piece of the blue. And then we're going to the crackle glass, so we want the smaller. And we're going to look at this in just a second and see what it looks like. And the blue, these blue, oh my goodness, y'all. These little powder blue beads are absolutely breathtaking when you have a whole strand. Oh my gosh. I could do just strands of those and just be just thrilled. The color is just so amazing. But these little lampwork beads, oh my goodness. I don't use a whole lot of lampwork, but I just thought these were so much fun for a winter project. All right, so now we're back on the crackle glass. We're almost all the way around. Ooh, the brightness. My husband got me a new table lamp for Christmas. I'm so excited. I haven't gotten it up yet because we've been burning it at both ends. But anyway, it's going to hopefully cut down on some of the glare for me because I've got sometimes when I'm working with something that's ultra shiny, I almost can't see it, as you have heard me say. It's like, oh my gosh, my eyes are burning out of my head. But anyway, oh my goodness. All right, so I'm down here to the end, and I'm going to stop right here. Where's the little hole? I feel it. There he is. There he is. Okay, so we're going to look at this real quick. Let me do this so I don't have to play 152 pickup if I drop it. Okay, so we're looking at this right here. And if you can see, I know my light has a little bit of a yellow cast to it, but once you get around, is this not gorgeous? Can you see how the light catches the little slivers right here? And they're different lighting temperatures and intensity. That's the word I'm trying to find. Blah blah. Intensities. But you can see how just the change in the bead cap changes the intensity of the light. Let me get it off my hand here. Maybe move these over for just a second. And and you may go, oh, well, that doesn't really matter to me. And that's okay. It doesn't have to matter to you. I'm just trying to tell you how I did it and why I chose to do it that way. But there is no right or wrong to this. It's your piece. You do it the way you're seeing it and feeling it in your mind's eye, because that is what you need to be producing. Whatever's in your mind's eye is what you need to be doing and putting your hand to. But anyway, so here we go with these. I'm going to finish this out and then we'll get to starting on the next section. And I love this. It's so fun. Oh my gosh. Okay, give me a second. Okay, we are on the top of the necklace now. And this is the pretty much the end of the necklace. But I want you to see what I did. I did this to expedite time. But you can see where the snowflake ones end. Isn't it so pretty? It's so fun. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we're here with the crackle glass. Okay, let me make sure I'm in the camera here. Okay, so we're going to finish out the top of this piece exactly the way we did this section right here. So we're taking the 4mm bead caps, flanking the crackle glass. and just putting a little sliver of light right there in between these, because these are darker, so I don't want to put anything on there to make them darker. So we're just doing these, and there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those, and 4 of the little blue ones. And then on the end here, what I did was I went ahead and did this part of the clasp so we could speed up. You don't have to do this, but I used a little fluted bead here for the finish off, and I just like it. I like the fluted look. You don't have to use that. You can use just a plain silver bead or a plain clear glass bead, whatever you want to use to finish off your end to make it look more like it should. And then I've got the crimp covered with a crimp cover. Okay, so all right, let's see what we got going here on this end. I'll bead just a few and then we'll finish it off. So here we go. I love these crackle beads. They are so beautiful. And I've used crackle beads in other pieces, but I don't use them real often. I probably need to. And crackle beads too, the glass crackle beads, are a great substitution for stones. If you don't have the money to buy the real stone, they make this crackle glass in every color under the sun. Okay, so it's easy to find really unique, fun colors in this. But it's a good way to substitute for real stones if you can't afford those or don't have those. So, just a thought for you. Trying to make a big bang for your buck, so to speak. All right, so we're down here to the tail end. Oh my goodness. This is so fun. I hope you guys had a great holiday. I sure did. It was busy, but nonetheless fun. Ken and I didn't even open presents until Friday because we had so much other stuff going on. Oh my goodness. And then what's today? Then Tuesday, we exchanged Christmas with some dear friends of ours and just had just a wonderful time exchanging gifts. And we had some amazing Greek food. Oh my goodness. A little champagne and celebrate the new year. So we celebrated Christmas and New Year at the same time. So, okay. So we're down here at the end. Oh, I made a mistake. So let me do this. Because I was RDTing, that means I was running that trap. So anyway, okay, so the big bead caps, we're going to finish this last one off with that. It kind of gives it a this is my final look there. Alrighty. Then we'll put the fluted one on. All right, so there's where we are in the process. So all I got to do now is put on the rest of the other side of the clasp. I'm going to jiggle it just a little bit. I want to make sure it's fluid and not too tight. Make sure all the beads are kind of working good. This one feels a little tight down here, so let me do this. Yep. Because sometimes I run the excess down into the beads, probably several beads down every time I finish off a clasp. I know you've seen me do that over and over and over again. It's also in my tutorial on this type of thing. So, and it will, depending on the size of your wire, it will make it feel a little stiffer right here in this top part. So you want to make sure everything's as fluid as it can be with that. Alrighty, I'm gonna put this clasp on, finish it off. I'm running, I've got my crimp right there, put the clasp on, run the wire back through the crimp. And I know this is not the only way to do a finish off. There are multiple ways now to finish off a necklace. So just choose whatever you feel like you like the best and what works the best with your necklace. and what works the best for you as far as being able to work your hands and make something look really nice. I mean, just do what works for you, okay? This tends to work for me. I've done it so many times in my lifetime. I could probably do it with my eyes closed. But even with that, make sure you leave a little room right there so the clasp can breathe. You don't want it so tight that it's going, yeah, it's sticking straight out because it can't move. So you want just a little bit of play in there. I'm still trying to tighten it up just a little bit of play in there. So once you clamp this down, this will still be able to move. So that's my trying to make sure I didn't leave enough too much. I don't want too much play in there. I did. It's down just a little. And take your time doing this. Do not get in a hurry doing something like this, because if you get in a hurry, you will make a mistake and then you'll have to undo it and do it all over again. So it does not expedite your time to be in a hurry. Okay. With a crimp, especially a tube crimp, you want to crimp it, and then you got to fold that little puppy right there. If you just flatten it like that and it makes a little dip in there, right here, there's a little dip in there. If you just do that part, this beading wire is going to slide right out. You have to fold this. So that's why your crimping tool has two different little grooves in it. One is to flatten and the other one is to fold. So it should be folded in half like that. All right, I'm going to run this wire through here and I'll be right back. All right, I got the wire run through there, so it expedites some time so you didn't have to watch me run it back through. Okay. So the last thing is to put this little crimp on right here. So you're going to slide it over, your little Pac-Man looking guy. And let me move these out of the way. And then remember, you close it up very, very slowly. Do not. Now, there are tools that will close it for you. It just fits in there. I don't have one of those. But so if you don't have one of those, just do it very slowly. Okay. There are things out there that will close it right up, but I don't have that. So, and then you want to make sure that the ends are together. Make sure you run your finger across it to make sure there's no rough edges. And just take your time. Don't get in a hurry. And just barely work it all the way around. Oh, smooth as glass. Smooth as glass. And just take your time working it around. Okay. We are finished with this beautiful wintry, oh my goodness, this wintry snowflake necklace. Oh my gosh, y'all. I'm so excited about this. It's fun, it's sparkly, but it's not over the top sparkly like it is for the holiday things that I did. It's not over the top sparkly like that, but it has the little sparkle because of the crackle glass and then this faceted fire polished beads. Oh my gosh, the blue gives it that snowy look, and then you have your little snowflakes. It's exciting. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this. I will see you guys on the next project. Bye.